Hello friends, how you doing? Welcome back once again to the channel. I've been asked many times to share my mastering process, so in this video I'll be recording the mastering session of the track that you heard in the previous video. If you didn't watch it yet, you find the link up here. Anyway, I finished the track and now it's time to master it. Before starting, I'd like to ask you to subscribe to the channel if you didn't do it yet and to hit the notification bell so you can stay updated when I upload a new video. Also, you can follow me on Instagram if you want. I have an Instagram in which I post stupid things, but also a lot of stories and videos about studio sessions and work in progress tracks. So if you want to, you find the link down below in the description. So let's move to the mastering. The first thing that I want to say is that this is my way of mastering. I mean, it's not the only way. I'm not saying it's the only way or the right way. It's just the way that I developed through the years, watching hundreds of videos, trying to master a lot of tracks from myself and from some friend, and putting together advices. So I don't want to sound like a teacher. I'm just sharing my process. Second thing, you'll see that I'm mastering tracks on Logic Pro, and that's because I used some plugins that didn't work on Ableton, so I needed to switch to Logic Pro, and now I'm staying with Logic Pro for mastering. Last but not least is the answer to the question why I do my own masters, why I don't send the tracks to a master engineer. The first reason is money. The second one is that I think my masters sound pretty good. And the third one, which is the most important, is that when I'm in the mastering phase, I become aware of problems in the mix. So I go back to the mix, I fix those problems, and then I go back to the master. If I wouldn't do that, if I'd send the track directly to a master engineer, I would probably have a track which mix is not good and the master wouldn't be on point as well. So I always try to do the master on my own, and then if I think it needs a little bit more, I send it to a master engineer, but most of the times I do it on my own. If you release the track on a label, they'll get the master done for you. If you go on Bandcamp, if you can't do that, maybe you can ask to a mastering engineer. Okay, so let's get started. I'm gonna quickly check it. Okay, why this part is so forward? It's my favorite part. Okay, so at first listen, well, I know very well the mix, so it's not the first time that I hear it, of course. I notice that the kick may be a little bit too high in level, but for the moment I leave it like this. Also, I think that in general the mixes have a pretty good balance. As you can see from the waveform, there are some parts which are really lower in level, and I want to keep this dynamic range. I won't push too much the limiter to make it higher in overall level. I don't care about that. I don't care about the loudness, because you have a gain knob in your mixer if you want to play it, so it doesn't need to be super loud. I want to be punchy, but I think it's already punchy. Okay, so the first plugin that I usually use, it's an EQ, not this one, but the EQ from FabFilter, the Pro Q2. I can see the spectrum, how it is. I also set a spectrum analyzer, so I can see if there is too much low frequencies. The spectrum is quite linear in frequency. There is a little bump on the low frequencies, of course. The thing that I always do is a high pass filter, pretty, heavy, because I don't want all these low frequencies. I don't need that. I think I can set it at 35 Hertz, and then I'll try to lower a little bit this frequency area around 100 Hertz. These are the frequencies that you don't hear that much on these monitors, but when you hear it in the car or in a club, they are really powerful. So I know that even if I don't hear that much on these monitors, they will be pretty heavy when I listen to it in other spaces, in other systems. So be aware that in mastering phase, 1 dB, 2 dBs are a lot. I mean, it's really different from the mixing when you're just treating one sound. Here, it's more of a surgical point of view. I cut this frequency because I feel like it's a little bit annoying. Also, sometimes a frequency that I don't like that much is at 200 cycles. But in this case, I think it's pretty good. I can massage a little bit the high frequencies. Then I add my compressor. This is a compressor from SK Note, SDC Stereo. This is an emulation of the Shadow Hill compressor from SDC, which is an Italian company, and I like it. I bought it with a friend, so we're sharing the... Oh, I shouldn't say that. So it's made of two compressors because you have an optical compressor and a discrete compressor. So when you say optical, it means that it works with a light. already working. Because the level here is pretty high. Usually I have a lower level, here it's pretty high, so it's already working sometimes. You can see here. Okay, let's look when it's moving. It's already too much. Yeah, let's leave it like this. It's not doing that much, but I think it's okay for now. Then you have the optical gain, so you can give a gain to the track, so the volume goes up. And that goes inside to the discrete compressor, which is, it's faster. You have also control on the ratio, the release and the attack. So I usually set a slow attack because I want the transient not to be compressed, and a fast release, so it's releasing before the next transient comes. For sure you don't have an 8:1 ratio, you just want a little bit of compression, so it's okay to chew. If you raise the gain here, you have more compression here, so they're working together. I think a couple of dBs of compression in the mastering phase are good to me. I think they are good because I've noticed that if I do more, I have this problem. Let's hear together what I mean with this problem. I have to activate it. So this is more a problem of the discrete compressor because this doesn't do that much. The volume goes down, so down. So I just want a little bit of compression. So you have no compression in this part. This is pretty good. Then I usually have another EQ, which is from Plugin Aliens. It might seem complex because this has left and right or mono and stereo section. I usually set it to dual mono, so you have a left section and a right section, so you can treat the two channels differently. But I press link, so now what I do here as well. So the behavior is the same on the two channels. And an interesting thing that this EQ has is the mono maker. So I usually make the track mono up to 150 cycles because I want my bass and my kick, the lower frequencies, to be mono. They should be already, but you know. Then you have these two knobs. This is bass shift, so increase the low frequencies. I don't usually use this, but I use the presence shift, which gives me a little bit more of these frequencies that are the presence frequencies, so you hear more the hi-hats. In this case, the track has as its presence already. I don't think it's necessary, so I won't do it. Then I want to try to lower a little bit. Maybe I should have done here in this phase the kick presence. So let's take a look. Better. And so let's see if we can increase some of the frequencies here to make it better, but I like the mix already. I'll try to take away a little bit of the 300. Let's take it down with a low shelf. Well, I don't think that's that much to do because I kind of like how it sounds without the EQ. I switched off all the EQs. Okay, next step is another compressor. It's a multiband compressor. There's a nice preset that enhances the quality of the overall track, in my opinion. I usually don't touch that much the settings because I think it sounds pretty good with the preset applied. So the preset is the multi-electro mastering. So let's see with and without. This case is not sounding good at all. Okay, now it sounds better. So let's go back to the preset and then back to what I changed about the preset. With the preset, I don't like it in the mid-range because it's too prominent. With my adjusting, I think it's more precise. I don't know how to explain. I hope you hear it on the headphones. I can hear it on the monitors. Okay, so last but not least, I use, before the limiter, I use a tape machine. There are two tape machines that I know from Waves. The first is the J37. I always start from this preset, which is mastering soft and clean compression. So you have, again, a little bit of compression, but you need to take away the flux because it's setting a lot of low frequencies that are not good for the mix. You rise the volume. These two volumes are linked, so you rise the record level, so it goes up to almost saturation. You lower the playback level. Let's try with the J37. Sometimes I prefer one, sometimes the other. This one tends to be too bright. Let's switch off the Kramer tape. Load. Here we have 3 mastering presets. Let's see. Try the fat, tight, and open. Remember to lower the noise if you don't want noise. You can also use saturation. Oh wow! It's sounding dope! I feel like the Kramer tape gives more power on the low frequencies, so I'll try to keep that. Last but not least, we have the limiter from Ozone Isotope. It's the Isotope Ozone 6 Maximizer. I use the IRC3, which is the most clever or cleverest algorithm. You can see I have almost no limitation, but I already have like 4.3 RMS, which is pretty good. You can go up to whatever you like, but now you're destroying the track. So I just want a little bit of limiting. Here you can see the gain reduction. It's around 2 to 4 decibels, so it's not that much. It keeps the dynamics. Let's hear the dynamics here. You have no compression here. So when you have this part, you can see that you have no compression. Here it seems like it's almost 4 decibels, but if you look at the graph, you see that it's just on the snare because the snare is pretty high in level. So I think we're done because the track is sounding pretty good now on the monitors. I didn't check it on the headphones, I didn't check it on any other system. I need to do all these things. But for the moment, I don't hear annoying frequencies. So for example, hi-hats that are too tight, too bright, or snares that are too high in volume. It sounds pretty balanced to me, so I'm happy now. Let's see after the car test, because sometimes after the car test is a complete... I get out of the car destroyed because I'm so sad that the track is sounding so bad in the car, so I have to try it, but for the moment I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty sure that some parts of the video can be a little bit confusing because I know I didn't explain everything in a proper way. If you have any question, just ask in the comments. I hope you like this video. I hope you like the track also. If you have some suggestion for the mix and the master, please share. I'm always open to new techniques to learn. Thanks for watching the video. Subscribe to the channel if you don't have yet, and follow me on Instagram. That's the place where I usually get in touch with you. You can get in touch with me, we can chat, you can stay updated on the tracks I'm working on. So just go to my Instagram page, and if you want, you can follow me. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks again for watching, and statemi bene. Have a nice day. Cheers guys, bye bye.